I'm recording this because I've had something happen to me.
We are going to film the Woodpyre Mill Phantom.
Now that's a story and a half.
The Woodpyre Mill Phantom is a terrifying legend here in rural North Carolina.
And Bleeder thinks that Bullock's house is here. That's pretty deep in the Great Balsam Mountains, Elvis.
I discovered a video that had been bouncing around the dark web like a ping pong ball. A disturbing video. I called Elvis. He had to see it. Before he went into those woods and into that house, he had to see it. It changes everything.
You've got to believe me. Ghosts are real, guys. Ghosts are real.
What is it, Bleeder? What'd you find?
Get a load of this. Hold on to your hat. I mean, if you were wearing one.
Wait a second. This is important. Dave, get over here. Film this.
My name is Chesa, and I realized nobody will ever believe in my story. The parents don't believe me. The police don't believe me. And all my friends think I'm fucking insane. But I'm not okay. I'm not. Everything that's happened to me is real. I can't believe it. I double checked, I triple checked, and I can't wait to tell him I'm pregnant. And I don't know what to do, but I know that this is the right thing for me. I just can't wait to go home and tell Gabe. I'm so sorry. This is so sudden, and I know everyone's gonna comment and say something and give all the tips. Tita, I know what you're gonna say to me, but I am really excited, and I'm pregnant. I hope Gabe feels the same way. I know he does. I think he's just worried about timing and everything, but I want it to be real.
Everything that's happened to me is real.
And I want it to be official that I'm his wife. But I think I also need to take some time off from work because I don't think I'm feeling well. Two weeks ago, I went hiking with my boyfriend Gabe after a fight. We decided to go our separate ways because we just couldn't stop arguing. But that didn't even happen because we came across this abandoned, broken down house in a huge meadow, and it's beside this tiny family graveyard. And the thing is, the moment I saw it, it felt wrong. It's as if my boyfriend couldn't resist it because he went in anyway. It's as if the house was calling to him. And like any good girlfriend would, I went into the house with him, and then I find out that my feeling was right. We saw things that we shouldn't have, and then the moment we left, I felt that something wrong followed us out of those woods, and I think it attached itself to us. The next day, Gabe called me, and he told me that there was a doll on his front porch. We realized it's the Chanook. It's this Filipino monster that we grew up hearing stories about that takes the form of a baby, an infant. And he drove to my house right away, said he had to show me, and then he got killed in a car accident. This morning I came back from the funeral and I find this same doll on my porch. Look at it! Its eyes are following me! You have to believe me, please. You have to believe me that ghosts are real. The ghosts are real. I'm burying this fucking doll in my backyard and I'm never coming back to the States. I'm going all the way back to the Philippines. I'm staying there. And I just hope that this Chanook will not follow me.
Bleeder, where did you say you found this video?
On a darknet forum. Actually, I followed a link from a darknet forum to a darker net forum, and that took me down a rabbit hole to Girls Gone Ghoulish, a darkest net message board for single women in the supernatural. Some unsavory stuff on there, let me tell you. Girls and demons, girls and vampires, girls and politicians.
That doll, her description of Bullock's cemetery and his house in the meadow, it tracks exactly with what the professor told us about the Woodpyre Mill Phantom.
What if it's bait? What if someone's just trying to fool you, Elvis?
Chesa, how could you think that? You watched the same video I did. That girl was terrified. She was scared for her life.
Maybe she's an actor. If she's paid to make you believe that this video is evidence and you come forward with it and are disproved, then you'd lose the challenge. You'd lose your money and you would lose your precious family heirloom.
Who would do something like that to me? That's right. Your boyfriend would. The rhinestone cowboy.
Mark wouldn't do that. Grow up, Elvis.
I don't know anything about any bloomin' dark web video. I mean, look, Skepticop's whole purpose is to expose hoaxes, not perpetrate them. I wouldn't piddle my time with something like that.
But you do possess the resources to pull off something like this, to fund, create, and distribute a video.
Don't get all wampa-jawed. In Texas, that's what we call a logical phallus. I may possess the means, but what's my motive? I mean, why would I?
To make Elvis look like a fool.
Oh, shucks. He don't need my help with that. Let me tell you something. Elvis Bragg is the one with the means and the motive to perpetrate a video hoax.
Why would he?
How about some deductive reasoning, Alyssa? That girl in the video could have been a student, a former student. You ever think about that? Oh, and Bleeder, Elvis's tech bro, you notice he fetched that video after his source, the professor, told us everything we needed to know about the Phantom. Don't you get it? This is a put-up job to win the contest.
So we watched the video from Chesa, and I mean, it was terrifying. I felt so bad for her. But at the same time, I realized this could be my holy grail, the holy grail of the paranormal. I mean, not that it had anything to do with a cup or religion. So maybe like the World Cup of the paranormal.
Well, I ain't buying what he's selling.
You do want his antique clock.
Here's a wedding gift to season, that's all. I'm gonna put it above our bed in the master suite.
Either way, hoax or no hoax, that video won't pass muster as proof. Not with Skepticop.
We have to find Chesa then, right? I mean, she's a witness.
Bleeder, there are facts in that video you can track down.
Facts?
Yeah. An airline ticket purchased by someone named Chesa from North Carolina to the Philippines. A fatal car accident involving someone named Gabe, also in North Carolina. So a police report or an obituary. Get moving.
Right. I'm on it.
Oh, one more thing. That video. Find out who owns that account and trace it back to a physical address.
I guess my chicken pot pie will have to wait.
Call me the minute you find anything, Bleeder. Let's nail this down.
Be still my heart. There's the season I fell in love with. Sweetheart, I missed you. Welcome back.
Don't call me sweetheart.
Your juices are flowing again, just like they were in that dinghy at Loch Ness.
Let's just drop it.
What happened at Loch Ness? It was magic. Season and I, we found a fecal plume.
A fecal plume is a field of excrement. It occurs when ingested nutrients are voided into the water by an organism, like a whale. But to find one in Loch Ness, a football field-sized spray of flocculent fecal matter, well, that was soft evidence of Nessie's existence. I mean, not enough to make a solid claim, but definitely a step in the right direction.
And then what happened?
Well, Elvis rode the dinghy into the fecal plume, where I collected an excretion sample. I poured over every square inch of it. I mean, I was just performing test after test.
Well, the way Season explained it to me, basically you can fingerprint feces.
After gross examination, I found that the feces had the consistency of fungible breadcrumbs. I remember squeezing it through my fingers.
You just have to figure out what kind of anal cavity the feces fell out of, and then you trace it back to the offending orifice.
And I just felt this incredible rush course through my body.
Yeah.
On fine analysis, the fecal fingerprint did not conform to that of any animal known to live on the loch. It was what we in the business call a UFO.
What's a UFO?
An unidentified fecal object. Pick me up in an hour and we'll go to the mountains, okay?
What, you're leaving? Now? Why?
My juices, Elvis. I'm taking them home to Mark. It's our anniversary, remember? Come to think of it, pick me up in 2 hours.
No, wait a minute. Whatever Mark can do for you think, in 2 hours? I could do it in 5 minutes. Or I could maybe get it down to 2 minutes if I worked at it. Come on, Season, don't go. Stay.
2 hours, Elvis. And Bleeder, I want that information.
You got it, Season.
Season, I hope you don't call out my name by mistake when you're in the throes of passion.
Dream on, Elvis. Dream on.
A UFO got you all hot and bothered with Elvis on the dinghy that day?
It was intoxicating. I mean, we were together in that tiny dinghy in the inky wake of that fecal plume all afternoon. All night.
It was amazing. She loves this shit.
Do you feel the same stimulation with Mark? I mean, he's not very curious.
Why are we talking about my sex life? Isn't this documentary called Paranormal Fixation?
That's a working title.
Well, then why?
Well, if I don't get theatrical distribution, I'm working on a deal with TCL for a reality show. So just keep talking. We'll use it as filler.
Can you believe that, Bleeder? She went right back to Mark. She was feeling this. She was feeling me. Just like she felt all that feces in Loch Ness in the dinghy.
Sorry, Elvis. Hey, I've got an idea. I could empty Mark's bank account. I could transfer $250,000 from Mark's account to your account. It would be completely untraceable.
Camera?
Oh, right. Sorry. Not that I would ever do anything like that.
It's all right. There is a way you can help me out, Bleeder. That reservation you made for the B&B tonight, can you cancel it for me?
Elvis, don't give up. Season loves you. Remember the dinghy.
Thank you, Bleeder. I will never forget the dinghy. So I told Bleeder to cancel the B&B reservation he'd made and to rent a smaller place, one with just one bedroom. So Season and I would have to share the room and be together. I even bought some of the cologne I'd worn at Loch Ness in the dinghy so she'd smell me and remember the fecal plume. This isn't going to be in the documentary, right?
Oh, yeah, right.
Great. Okay, Bleeder, I want you to get on the horn with the professor. Ask him to research the Chionic, okay?
Got it. Where are you going?
Oh, I am so sick of this Mark, Missouri shit. Season is my wife, I'm her husband. I'm going over there and I'm ending this.
She said to wait for 2 hours, Elvis.
Season forgot one very important thing about me, Bleeder. I always come early. Was I hurt that I went to all the trouble of getting Season hot and bothered? She went back to that cowpoke? You bet I was hurt. I mean, she's my wife. How would you feel?
Does what happened with Season remind you of your father, your abandonment issues?
You mean my dad left me, and now Season left me too? I don't know, Alyssa. I mean, I was so young when my dad abandoned the family. I didn't even have the opportunity to convince him to stay. But Season, I know I can convince her to come back to me. I know it.
Since Season left you, have you been with anyone else?
No, I mean, I am a married man till death do us part.
So you're not on Tinder?
No. Well, okay, total honesty, total candor. Bleeder did set me up with this brand new app designed for men in, this kind of delicate situation that I'm in, separated but not divorced. It's called Pre-Tinder.
I'm not familiar with that one. Pre-Tinder.
Yeah, Pre-Tinder. It uses the wipe function.
You mean the swipe?
No, it uses a wipe.
Did you go on any dates?
Well, on Pre-Tinder, you don't actually connect with any partners.
So it's just galleries of attractive women.
Right. I mean, you just look at pictures, you just look, and then when you're finished, you wipe.
And it's all pretend.
It's Pre-Tinder.
Bragg.
Missouri. Where's my wife?
Season is in the shower.
Well, I need to talk to her. What are you, a doorstop? Do you mind?
Yeah, mind. I said she's in the shower. And whatever you up to, stop. I'm on to you, Bragg. I can smell you from a mile away.
She's still my wife. We are legally wed. I mean, you and I aren't legally wed. She and I are legally wed.
Yeah, well, she ain't your wife for much longer.
Oh, we'll see about that, won't we?
Listen, Bragg, you had your chance, and you blew it. So just step off, or I'll stampede your Yankee butt.
Ooh, I'm so proud of you. You're so aggressive today. Even by Texas standards, which are, by the way, the lowest in the nation. Oh. She did call my name, didn't she? Didn't she?
You know what? Don't flatter yourself. You're the last person on her mind. The last.
Elvis, what are you doing here? I told you 2 hours.
Well, I wanted to ask your boyfriend here about his favorite song. Do you know it? It's Always on My Mind.
Oh, just give me a reason to open up a can of whoop-ass, Bragg.
You ready to go, sweetheart? I think it's time.
Don't call me sweetheart. And no, I'm not ready yet. Okay. Now I'm ready. But I'm driving. Give me the keys.
It's my car. I'll drive.
I don't like being a passenger. You know this. And I'm a better driver than you.
Fine. I like it better when you're in control anyway.
And, Bragg.
Yeah.
Word to the wise. You better mind your manners on this trip.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll be on my best behavior.
You asshole.
It's fine, Mark. We all know that this is business. Just business. I'll stay in contact.
Yeah, she'll stay in contact. We both will. If you need me, just call my name. It goes like this. Elvis!
Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
All right, that's enough. Let's get this over with. Yes, I'm ashamed to admit it, but I did call out his name. I said Elvis. Well, not exactly like that, but a little more oomph. But I was just still thinking about that fecal plume.
And how did Mark take it?
Not well.
So you still have romantic feelings for Elvis?
No, I put those to bed. You know what I mean.
Why then?
What do you mean, why? You were there. Elvis planted that thought in my head. It's deep in my brain. He sabotaged me on purpose. It's what's known in paranormal circles as predictive programming. It was 100% intentional. Mentalists do it all the time. They suggest an idea that takes root in someone else's brain, and then...
So Elvis programmed you?
Yes, thank you.
Chesa, don't you think this has something to do with you?
Fine, I'll own it. But it was an honest mistake. I mean, people call out the wrong name all the time.
In the throes of passion.
In the throes of passion, yes. That's how we're wired. It's how the human brain works. It's Pavlovian.
Like the dogs?
Yes, we are all like Pavlov's dogs, Alyssa. Incoming sensory cues recall previous emotional states. The brain conjures things that remind us of other things.
So you were thinking of times with Elvis when you were with Mark?
No, that's not what I mean at all. Allow me to explain. I was like the dogs, salivating, panting when they hear a bell. But it was not intentional. I'm with Mark now.
But Elvis rings your bell.
I didn't say that. Oh, God, can we take a break? I need a break.
And what did you find out about Chanak?
Are you ready to take the red pill? To know the truth?
I am. I'm ready for the truth. Tell me the truth.
I can't. No one can tell you the truth. You have to feel the truth. Do you feel the truth, ma'am? Are you ready to feel it?
Can you just answer the question about Chanak? Can you feel it?
Oh yes, I feel it.
And where do you feel it?
In my guts? In this room? Behind you? In Filipino mythology, Chanak is a malevolent spirit that assumes the form of a newborn baby and cries out to passers-by. Luring them to a very untimely and vicious death. In some stories, Chanak has been known to fly and attack its victims with sharp fangs and claws. Nasty little guy. Or gal.
And did you find a connection between Chanak and the Woodpyre Mill Phantom?
You see, before he became a rich man, young Lyle Linthead Bullock served in the war with the Philippines Republic in 1899. He was wounded in the Battle of Manila and sent home to Woodpyre.
So you're suggesting that Bullock, the Phantom, learned about Chianik during his military service?
Perhaps Bullock actually encountered a Chianik.
And what makes you jump to that conclusion?
Bullock was billeted in Baguio City at an estate that later became a training center for American teachers. The Chianik might have come home with Bullock to Woodpyre and then inhabited the toy dolls that he gave that were his gifts to the sick and dying children from the mill.
So Bullock was
feeding the innocent souls of the children to the Chianik. Perhaps in exchange for his own immortality. It was like Bullock found a way to exploit the children of the mill all over again.
Stop sulking, Elvis.
I didn't like seeing you kiss him.
Yeah, well, I didn't like calling out your name.
Well, that's not my fault, is it?
It's 100% your fault.
How? What am I, a wizard now?
Yes.
A ventriloquist?
Yes, you're a wizard, living in my head, rent-free, because that's what you do best.
What do you mean?
I was perfectly happy with Mark.
Was? Wait a minute. Did you hear yourself? Was perfectly happy with Mark? Past tense?
Happy with Mark. But you know how I feel about verbal men, about the way you are. You found an opening and just weaseled your way back into my life.
I object to the word weasel.
You weaseled your way back into my life, and by signing that stupid agreement with Skepticop, now you've awakened all my protective instincts just like you knew you would.
Well,
don't fall.
If you're so protective of me, you must care about me an awful lot, Susan.
Of course I care about you, Elvis, but don't look at me like you just won a freaking trophy.
All right, well, let's talk about trophies for a second. The only reason Mark is with you is because he wants a trophy wife, and he wants to put me in my place.
Don't you dare talk to me about Mark.
All right, I'll change the subject. Why don't we talk about what you got a degree in? What was it? That name is right on my lips. What is it called? It is forensic biology.
Yes,
Yeah. How much of that have you actually done since you started shacking up with Mr. Perfect?
I am going to get back to it through Skepticop.
One thing I truly admire about Susan, she loves what she does. She's serious about it. I'm talking about forensic biology now. She's rigorous, she's methodical, she's detailed. I mean, she's exactly the way I am. Or the way I would be if I actually had expertise in anything.
You're gonna devote your whole life to trying to convince people that there's no magic left in this world? That feels like a personal attack, like you're against me.
It's not all about you, Elvis. And besides, I am going to report the facts impartially, whether they support your vision of the world or Mark's.
Well, what about your vision, Susan? Isn't that what we're talking about? Isn't that what we're really discussing here? And I know I've made a mistake. Maybe once, 2 times, 3 times, lady, that I didn't take into account your interior life, your thoughts. I'm not gonna make that mistake again. I'm not gonna do that. But Mark, he doesn't care about your mind. He doesn't care about your thoughts. Why won't you trust me anymore?
I did trust you once, and look where it got me.
We're so happy together.
Oh, God. Fact, you're 10 years older than I am. So the question is, why are you in better health than I am?
Well, I don't take everything so goddamn seriously, Susan. I see the world as light and happy, and you see it as so heavy.
Wow. I think you finally discovered the paranormal, Elvis. It's me. I think you won the contest. Let's go tell Mark.
What are you talking about?
A sin eater, Elvis. I am your own personal sin eater. I eat all your sins, but they make me sick. I get high blood pressure. I get the eye twitch.
Well, I mean, it's hardly noticeable.
Oh, and
Macular
you just
puckering.
keep going like the goddamn Energizer Bunny. Shit, you just make me so mad.
Well, my spirit animal is a jackrabbit.
Deflect, double down, crack jokes. Typical Elvis.
No, I don't think I'm being defensive about this. I don't understand how being optimistic hurts Susan. I mean, being optimistic, that's a good thing, right?
You know I'm right. The cost of your optimism, your enthusiasm is the health of everyone around you.
Well, that's a technicality, isn't it? Susan, wait. Come on. Susan. That door won't open. It's still broken.
All over your car. Did you hit a deer?
Did I get a deer? No, I mean, I don't even hunt. I don't have a hunting license.
It looks like blood.
Blood?
I know blood when I see it. And there's also something on the passenger seat. It looks like a cigar box. Don't.
I see it.
No. Hold on. Let me pull out my gloves. I always carry gloves with me.
It's like 1,000,000 degrees in this car.
Don't touch it.
We should tell Alyssa, I mean, the camera crew, that they're going to want to see this.
They're right behind you.
Okay. I'm just saying we should give them a good shot, you know?
Okay.
All right.
Move. Oh my God.